Go ahead.
Jared, you guys showed a lot of fight to get back into that game, but what were your takeaways from that first period?
Well, not good enough, one, as a team. Like, the first two of the first three goals, like, it's just, like, the first goal's routine coverage. We duplicate on a guy below the goal line, leave the net front open, and then we're covering for the D in the offensive zone, and we don't stay there, and they get a breakaway. I didn't like those two goals. The other ones are probably on the goaltending. So I thought our fight was good to come back, stay with it, tie it 3-3, 4-4. You know, then we get the double minor and the shot over the glass, and game kind of gets away from us at the end. But hard-fought game. I thought our guys played hard in a lot of areas. They did not like this. A little bit of a sleepy start. Yeah, not good enough as a team.
The decision to pull Prosvetov after that fourth goal, was that because of the way the fourth goal went in? Was that because you guys had mounted this comeback? You felt like the game was more in reach as compared to the third goal? Like, what went into that?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like some of the first four goals, so I certainly didn't like the fourth one. So I wanted to give our team a chance. If they were going to battle like the way they did in the second period to come back, then I wanted to give them the best chance to try and succeed if they were going to dig in, which they did. So that's why the timing of the pull.
What do you think contributed to that sleepy start? What was it? It seemed like Florida just jumped on you right away.
Well, like I said, we made two mistakes that ended up in the back of our net. It's not like we gave up a ton of scoring chances in the first, but we're going to need a save, and we're going to need to be better in some of those routine plays.
What's the conversation like going into the second period that results in such a strong start?
They took care of it themselves. I went in with a couple tactical things the way I thought it was going, because I thought we did a couple good things in the first period too. Reiterated some of the things I said in pregame, like about the pre-scout and where I felt like we needed to be stronger and better. Because the first two goals was almost exactly what we talked about in the pre-scout, and you know, they got 2 goals out of it. So obviously not the start you want when you're just going over it as a team, and you need to be dialed in on it because it's things they do repeatedly. But as far as their jump and energy and pushback, that was all from within the locker room.
When you have a poor outing by a backup goalie who gets a chance, how much do you have to consider, well, who else do we have as backup goalies, or is Ivan,
Yeah, we'll see. We'll talk about that. You know, like, we're in a stretch. There's no easy games coming up. There's no easy games, period, but especially in the stretch we're in. Like, that's only 2 of the top opponents that we're going to face. We got another 4 straight of the top opponents in the league. So Gorgie's played 9 in a row, played in tonight's game, makes it 10. So we'll see.
With that said, Coach, you said yesterday that these top teams will sometimes bring out the best in your team. Did you see some of that in this game? Yeah,
no question. I mean, I like the way we stuck with it. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, it's a game that had everything, right? Like, so I didn't like our start. Besides that, I liked our game. I mean, you're playing a team that's got a bunch of dangerous guys, and you're doing a good job suppressing chances for the better part of the game. You fight back in the game. You tie it once. You give up a bad goal. You tie it again. Penalty, obviously, you know, we get 4 minutes for an inadvertent high stick, then you put it over the glass. Third period, your chances are starting to slip away.
On that inadvertent high stick there, it seemed like there was no call, and then when they got together, they were able to make a call. What explanation did you get on that?
I didn't get one, so that was my thoughts exactly. Like, I don't think they saw it, and then when he goes down, they're, you know, then all of a sudden they're doing a review.
You mentioned yesterday you might have an update on Byram further today.
Yeah, well, he's going to miss a handful of games here. He's lower body, not serious at this point, so 7 to 10 to 14 days, someplace in there. We put him on the IR today, so he's going to miss at least 7.
Looking at the video board tonight, the families of the Humboldt bus crash were here, and I know you've been close with that community. Nice gesture by the team. What makes it important for you to continue to be a part of those folks' lives?
Well, I mean, I'm involved with, obviously, our charity. My 2 partners are here with that, the Humboldt Bronco Memorial Golf Tournament. So I've seen a lot of the families, you know, every summer over the years, and it's a really strong community, and yeah, wanted to just try and offer if they wanted to come down, enjoy a game, enjoy the city of Denver, get away from Saskatchewan in the middle of winter for a little bit, and yeah, have some fun and get to visit with one another and take in our games. So Marty Richardson at Dog Nation kind of set that up. He's been up to our tournament a handful of times. We work closely together with some areas of his charity and the golf tournament. So yeah, just trying to get everyone out and have a good time and visit with one another. And so they went to the DU game last night, come to ours tonight. We had a couple tours set for tomorrow, and yeah, just have a long weekend of friendship, and then everyone will be taking off, I think, Monday, mostly Monday, to head back to Saskatchewan.
Going back to that double minor, the high stick, I know it's not as cut and dry as a double minor is only called when a player is cut or is bleeding, but have you ever seen this many calls as the second game in a row you guys have a review where the player is not cut, but it seems like it's a subjective call to do a double?
Yeah, I didn't even see if he was cut or not, like, or why it was a double minor. Like, the refs go over and check the player, and then they go to the button. I mean, there's no, as a coach on the other side of it, there's no arguing it. They're going to make their call, and we have to trust that it's the right call. So, I mean, he clearly catches him with a stick. I didn't see it on the original play either, so it's just kind of weird how that one came about.
Running away from the halfway point in the season, what do you see as the biggest need for this team in the back half?
Well, we'll have to make sure that we're more consistent than we were in the first half in our defending details. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think, you know, our special teams have done a nice job. I think Ray and Prater have those guys dialed in, and they're pretty consistent in what they do. Obviously, the power play went through a stretch where it wasn't as good, and now it's rolling along. Penalty kill, same way. It's honestly, it's a fine line between winning and losing on a nightly basis. So the consistency of it and the determination and competitiveness that we play with will have to be there all the time in order to win in the second half.
Okay, thanks, Jared.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks, Coach.